Hi, you're with Mark Sikes and Marv Dauer for our next segment where we're going to talk about age.
Okay.
So parents, pay attention. Starting off, I'm 10 years old. I want to be an actor. What can you do for me?
Get into classes.
Classes.
See if you like it. A lot of kids, the parents say, oh, he's so funny at home, And so get into class and see how you compete with your peers. See if you're better. See what professionals think of you. See if you like it. I mean, not everybody. You couldn't get me to act no matter how much you pay me. I've never had the interest. You have to love it. Like two things in life: find something you love to do, and number one. Number two, if someone will pay you for it, you got it made. Same thing with acting. You better love it. You can't do it because, well, there's nothing else to do, Mom. What else am I going to do if I'm not an actor? You've heard those stories.
Absolutely. I think some kids just need to understand that their parents want to make sure it's not a fad.
Correct.
And they're into it for 3 months.
And their friends are doing it.
We're not moving to Los Angeles because you've liked this for 2 months.
I've seen that happen way too much.
So like anything else, even at that age, there is a bit of sacrifice because it seems like the child is going to have to sacrifice playtime and sacrifice
like being a hockey mom. You're
because
up at
they find acting fun.
Right. You're up at 4 a.m. driving the kid to the ice rink, hoping, or the gymnastic moms. Imagine what they go through.
Right.
I wouldn't want to drive a kid to a Cheerios audition in Burbank at 5 o'clock on a Friday, and I live in Long Beach, but that's what they have to sacrifice.
Right.
But 10 years old, just see if you like it.
Okay.
And if you have talent.
Let's put a spin on that. I'm 10 years old, and I'm in Wisconsin.
Okay.
And I don't have access to much.
No,
because I get emails.
No, I disagree. You have school plays. Get to the school play every year. I know when I was in 5th grade, they did the Christmas play and things like that. Do plays, and unless you're in a really small town, somebody teaches acting. If not in your grade school, or certainly in high school, they have acting theater classes, and you can do plays. You can learn a lot, and you can probably rent videos on how to act, things to learn. Everything else is on the computer.
In one of the last segments, you mentioned a client from Oregon. Her name
Ellery
was
Porterfield.
Ellery Porterfield. Now, when she came to your attention, how old was she?
12.
She was 12.
Right.
Okay, so let's connect this. She's 12 years old. You thought she was special. 85 other managers and agents.
She was a genius. Right.
Okay. You were the one that stood out. You said it's okay to stay in Oregon.
Correct.
You're 12.
Correct.
We're not going to move you down here.
That's right.
How did that work?
Worked great, because what we would do is send her scripts, put herself on tape in Bend, Oregon, and send them to Hollywood, and the producers would look at them. She got jobs that way. It's great, but she had representation. She was with William Morris and then Hirsch. So she got several jobs that way. And we're even doing it now while she's at Duke. We send scripts to Duke, and she puts herself on tape, etc. But I knew her. I met her in Hollywood. It wouldn't be like a kid in Madison, Wisconsin saying I'm 12 years old.
Right.
But I do know, I think sometimes cast directors go to these cities when they're looking for leads in series for 10 and 12 years. They go all over the country.
And they travel to seminars.
Right.
There's a lot of different.
And you can come out here. There's something called there's several organizations with young people, because I've been to them. Best New Talent and a few other things that I know you've been to down at the Bonaventure.
Right.
Thousands of people from actually all over North America. It's unbelievable. And their parents sacrifice, I think it's $7,000 for the week to come in.
But it's good to know that occasionally that does pay off.
Occasionally it does, yeah. That's pretty much all you can do if you live too far away.
Right.
Okay. I would say if you were absolutely brilliant in a school play and you were 13 years old, send the tape to some people, if you can get someone to tape it.
Right.
Young is great. Well, if you can give me what you want is a 13-year-old that can play 10, a 16-year-old that can play 13, et cetera, et cetera. Oh, I love those, because you can get them in the door in Hollywood because nobody knows them.
Right.
So Mark Sikes can't say Sally's no good. He hasn't seen her.
Right.
Where if I send you get back at age, a 40-year-old Marv, he's been all over town. Nobody's ever hired him. You can't say that about a young teenager.
Right. Well, yeah, and I agree with you. I think a lot of the rules go out the window when you're 13, 14,
Absolutely.
15. We're willing to take a chance on them because unlike some of the older age ranges, it seems like much quicker the talent pools graduated into adulthood.
Yep.
So you're constantly looking to replace those 13-year-olds. I've done a lot of kids' films, and you can't keep using the same kids.
No, and the competition is still as tough at that age, which is hard to believe, but there's a lot of talented 13-year-olds out there.
Okay, next generation. I'm 18.
Okay.
Do I go to college? Do I come to L.A.? Both? What's your thought?
It would depend upon your talent.
Well, most
it
people
can never
think
be
they're
wrong.
talented.
It can never be wrong to go to college. How can you be making? First of all, you're missing the best 4 years.
But should
of
you
your
try
life.
to come to go to college here in L.A. maybe to get the best of both worlds?
If you're really good, that would be on a case-by-case basis. You know, a lot of people are always chasing the dream, and I always tell people it's okay to have your dreams. You don't have to realize them, but you have to have them. So if your dream is to be an actor, come to California and go to CSUN or Santa Monica City College and try and, make headways. You got 4 years till you be out of college. Hopefully you'll have met a lot of people.
And once you're out of college, no question, this is where you come?
You mean my office? Or
No, well, I'm sure you're going to get a few people showing up after we air this, but let's say I'm 22, I graduated, majored in theater, it was a great experience, I've got my degree. Should I go do theater for 10 years?
I would try to get an agent, see if people respond
to
my
LA.
headshot. I mean, everybody has, it's like a football team. You have your ends and your tackles and your guards. Maybe they don't have a center, and so you might fill a void at an agency, whether you're a character actor or a young leading woman or man.
Especially if you're 22 to play 16.
Absolutely. That would be great.
Okay.
I think what I always tell people, you need a hook. I don't care if you're Miss Universe or you won the best new actor in Dubuque. You need some sort of a hook to get indoors. And I've sat down with most people, and if you talk to them long enough, they do have some sort of a hook, whether they were their first cousin won an Oscar, whatever, you name it, we'll look for it. But you need some sort of a hook. If I call you up and say, I met this person, they don't have any credits, nothing special, I'm being mean here, you're not going to see him. You might see him as a favor, but he's going to be in and out the door. But if I say, I just heard from Gersh that this kid, because everybody's after him, you'll see him in 10 seconds. But a hook, some sort of a hook that somebody wants you, puts you ahead of the class in a lot of different ways. And finding that hook, I mean, think about it. Everybody should be able to come up with something, whether they won an award, they starred in 5 plays in Otana, Minnesota, whatever it is.
Johnny Weissmuller was a great swimmer.
Great swimmer,
Everybody's
gold medal
got a
winner.
hook. Right.
And then they wanted Tarzan.
Let me wrap up the age thing.
Sure.
I'm 45.
Okay.
I live in Minnesota.
Okay. Go to the Guthrie and do plays.
Do theater, you got no shot.
I can never say nobody has no shot. Again, look at Joe Pesci.
Right.
He get his big break at 51
Dennis
or 52.
Farina, Kathy Jewston.
You don't know.
There's a few.
No, the one thing we know is nobody knows anything.
If you want it bad enough, you should come here.
Yeah, I mean, here in New York, one of the two. I mean, that's where the work is, but nobody... Billy Wilder said it best. Nobody knows anything. I mean, look at some of the movies that were made.
I thought that was you.
I've learned that nobody knows anything.
You've been quoting Billy Wilder all these years.
Yeah, that's right.
For it.
And nobody does. I mean,
all right.
I passed on a girl a few years ago, I can't mention her name, who is a major star now. I didn't get it.
Right.
Everybody makes mistakes because you don't know. But if you find that one role that can change your life, I mean, God.
Fran Drescher.
How's Katie Heigl, how's she doing now?
Right.
She, I'm not sure what she was on before Grace, but the movie Knocked Up made her a major star.
Right.
Other people do these movies in their breaks when they're doing their series, and they hardly get released.
Okay.
And luck.
All right. Luck.
And timing and talent.
A lot of honesty going on here in the room in Brentwood here. I'm talking with Marv Dauer. I'm Mark Sikes. You're watching the Virtual Channel Network. We're going to do one more segment, and I hope you join us. Thank you.